Cool. What's your current ski setup for going backcountry skiing?
I have some Vogels, but they're heavy for backcountry. So this year, I'm gonna get some light skis,
nice.
And I'm gonna get some light bindings. Like I still have Fritchie bindings, and they're great, but they're just heavy.
Yeah.
And then I have Tornados. I work with Scarpa, so that's been really nice. And but Tornados are heavy too.
Yeah.
So everything, I'm like the heavy guy. So anyway, this year
it's good training.
Yeah. And exactly, and I feel like my skis, like I want a little bit of weight, but you know, I went from like these like really skinny Rossi skis, and I just was an awful backcountry skier. And then I was like, I got on these Vogels, and I was like, okay, now I get it. Big fat skis really are good. These are great, you know. And so, but those aren't even fat enough, so I'm going to keep going fatter and lighter. Like I hear the Dynafit bindings are, I mean, there's a logo now. It's something like even a blind guy can step into it or something.
It's stepping blind.
I'm like, I need to advertise for those guys.
There and see if they can actually do it. So.
And then get some lighter boots and just kind of change my whole setup.
Where's your favorite place around here in the Rockies, in your backyard, to go?
I like, I love Vail Pass because
you can take the snowmobile up there?
Well, I have to say, we have taken the snowmobile along that flat kind of rolling stuff, and then you're just able to do tons of skinning and tons of runs all off on the side, and so many different aspects like of what looks good and no tracks, you know. And so yeah, no, that's been, you know, the snowmobile. I hate to be I wish I could be a purist, but my gosh, does it speed you up?
Yes, I agree with you.
So I like that. I like Butler Gulch. I like Jones Pass. And what I really love is last year we climbed Torrey's Peak and then went down between that bowl between Grays and Torrey's and skied down just like the most amazing snow ever. It was like hundreds of just these perfect turns where you could do no wrong, and it was so amazing. And I asked my friend Skylar at the end of that day, I go, what do you call that snow? And he's like, you call that butter. So I like that.
Sometimes
like,
we call that hero snow, too.
Yeah. And I was like, butter, that couldn't be the scientific word.
Great area out there, too.
Yeah.
The last time I skied Torrey's, we did Dead Dog, and I was fueled by Red Bull and Lucky Charms. So...
And Dead Dog, I think that's a little over my head. You know, I like skiing where, you know, like, if I fall, I won't keep going forever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know, I like to find, like this peak in Iran will be perfect, because it's a volcano, you know, it's not, like, ultra steep, it'll just be perfect. Elbrus was like that, an extinct volcano. And you know, like, peaks, like, I went a couple years ago and climbed, I shouldn't give away all my secrets, but I went and climbed a peak called Mount Ararat, which is the tallest peak in Turkey. And there's this beautiful snow cone at the top, and I thought, this would be great skiing. 17,000 feet, and the town of Doggy Bay is at the bottom. It's 4,000 feet. So I'm like, I asked the guy, I was like, what's this like, say, in like March? He's like, tons of snow. You wouldn't see a rock. You wouldn't see a tree. So I'm thinking 17,000 feet down to 4,000 feet. That'd be good.
That's
skiing.
A good descent.
Yeah. So I like stuff like that. Is really cool to find stuff like that in the world.
Yeah. Where do you find most of your information from?
I'm spacing it. What's that? What's the backcountry ski site? It's I'm just totally spacing it.
Backcountrycoalition.com?
Yeah, yeah. Well, you guys are new though, right?
Yeah, we are new.
Yeah. So now it will be
so now it'll be
backcountrycoalition.com. But I'm not even opposed to like going to, you know, Vail or something like that, and I just skin up the ski mountains sometimes. They don't care. I mean, so most of the ski mountains don't even care. So if I am really like, well, I don't have a lot of time. You know, I just want to get a quick workout. I don't want to worry about avalanches. I don't want to worry about anything like that. Sometimes I just do that. Yeah. And it's a good workout.
Yeah, and you know, mountains like Arapahoe Basin, you can go up and then you can do some beacon practice while you're up there.
Exactly,
yeah. Beacon bowls.
Exactly, yeah. So I love A Basin, and yeah, you just skin up the side and stay out of the way. And, yeah. I got some fun ski projects. I mean, like I skied down the tallest peak in Europe a couple years ago, actually 8 years ago now, and have done some really fun ski descents. But this spring, I'm working on my visas right now. I'm going to be working with a group in Iran to climb Dalmavan, which is the tallest peak in Iran, and then ski down.
Nice.
And so I'm going to go in April and hope for good snow. You know, you never know.
Yeah.
Going halfway around the world, you know, you might get really crummy snow conditions, but might get lucky too.
Yeah. Well, you'll have something to put up on backcountrycoalition.com.
Exactly. But you know, it always makes me nervous if I'm out with one person. You know, I really try to practice my my beacon work, you know, so that I could really dig somebody out. You know, I'm always like, you're so scared, you know, like, that would you be able to do that if it really hit the fan? So, you know, I want to be a good partner. I don't want to be just like kind of a blind guy that gets lugged up into the mountains, you know, so I try to work on all that stuff, and but, you know, knock on wood, you know, we try to be pretty safe when we're out, you know, and if there's kind of question marks, then you just go to another area. You know, it's just not worth it.
So we were talking about beacons just a little bit ago, and I remember a couple of years ago you were looking at some new beacons, and you were having some difficulty with, you know, the pinpoint searches and stuff like that. So did you ever figure out a beacon that you feel really comfortable using?
Yeah, the beacon I have now, it's so
you're using the tracker?
Yeah, exactly. I'm using the track. Yeah, I'm using the tracker exactly, and it's a little bit of an older style you guys hooked me up with at Bent8, and so it does beep, you know, in a way that like a blind person can find the person.
Yeah.
And but now I have heard that a lot of the new ones don't do that. They don't like kind of turn into a continuous beep when you're on top of the person.
You know, which a lot of people don't really think about when they're designing those, I don't think. And, you know, so you don't get the added benefits of the new technology, but, you know, that doesn't help you out if you can't find somebody with it.
And that is the way, that's a lot of the way for blind people always. I mean, we're always kind of getting left out and left behind, you know, I mean, in terms of technology and stuff. Like, I mean, for years, the Apple, like the iPhone, wasn't accessible, you know, and they finally made it accessible. And I have an iPhone, I love it. I mean, it's just so great when they start thinking about accessibility. But, you know, I get it. You know, there aren't that many blind backcountry skiers out there, and we're not their main market, so... But it would be cool to catch the eye of somebody, maybe somebody who's in the world of technology and makes beacons, just to kind of let them know that, you know, it's kind of cool to think about a universal design that works for everyone.
You've talked a lot about kind of motivating yourself and doing things and showing that blind people can be a part of the world.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like a lot of people are really behind that a whole lot.
Yeah.
You know, and you're constantly traveling around and... you know, so if people are interested in getting in touch with you or doing work with your organization or anything, how do people get in touch with you? Well,
the organization I'm most passionate about these days, I volunteer, I devote like all my time, it's No Barriers USA, and it's nobarriersusa.org. And we do a suite of different programs, all with sort of the same idea. To help people with disabilities, people with challenges. In a way, that's kind of beyond people with disabilities. That's kind of most people. Most people have challenges. But to help find sort of innovative, cutting-edge ways, new ideas, new technologies, new approaches that help people shatter the barriers in their lives. And everyone can point to barriers that they face, like whether it's me and my ski my avalanche beacon, or... But, you know, so that, you know, a lot of blind people, a lot of disabled people, they hit brick walls in their lives. They just don't know how to get through them, and they get sidelined, and they're marginalized. They're on the sidelines of life. And how do you figure out how to get people into the thick of things? And so, like, we do, you know, things like we bring 600 people together every other year to our No Barrier Summit, and we bring all these innovators and scientists and artists and musicians, all with disabilities, with the sole goal of helping people figure out these ways forward. Bent8 was nice to help us with our Soldiers to the Summit project, which you know, is part of No Barriers. We train a team of injured soldiers. All of these folks were hurt in Afghanistan and Iraq, and we teach them how to build teams and how to innovate and persevere their way through barriers and ultimately stand on top of a big mountain. We pick a different mountain every year. And so, you know, all the work I do is all about figuring out how to get through barriers. And I'm no expert, but I have, you know, it's been a central focus in my life. So I thought, you know, it'd be a nice thing to try to figure out and how to teach other people and how to bring together the right community of people to help do that. So it's nobarriersusa.org or soldiersofthesummit.org.
Well, we'll definitely do what we can to help you guys out. And,
Nice.
You know, we're definitely all about trying to make sure people have the resources that they need and the information that's available. And you know, we're all part of the community, so
Exactly.
I think it'll be good.
Yeah, I love that. I love that idea of building community, and it's just the climbing community, the skiing community, the outdoors community. It's that to me is where it's such a powerful thing.
Well, I think that's about it, Eric.
All right.
Thanks for your time.
All right.
And yeah, it's good to see you.
Awesome, man. And maybe we should kill that dog.
Yeah.